Good morning. And welcome. This is the 11th workshop of the Forum on Global Violence Prevention. Today's workshop is identifying the role of violence and its prevention in the post-2015 global agenda. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Sheldon Greenberg. I'm a professor at Johns Hopkins University, School of Education, and the Division of Public Safety Leadership. And I'm co-chair of the Forum. For those of you who don't know the Forum, it was established in 2007 following an Institute of Medicine workshop on preventing violence in low and middle income countries. Based on the discussion at that workshop, now almost 10 years ago, the IOM Board on Global Health, in partnership with the Board on Children, Youth, and Families, the Division of Behavioral and Social Sciences, and Education's Committee on Law and Justice, established this forum. It's an exceptional group of people on the forum, and I get to work with them. It's a very diverse group. The members of the forum represent a large number of sectors, including medicine, public health, education, government, NGOs, and more. The roster of the members of the forum is in your materials, and I asked you to look at it and get to know the folks, and during breaks and lunch have great discussion with the members of the forum. I want to extend a special thanks to our sponsors and members for making the forum and especially today's activities possible. Today's workshop is going to look at violence prevention in the post-2015 global agenda. That's an unusual title, but we have a lot to do. We're going to focus basically on the 17 Sustainable Development Goals that created for all of us a really ambitious agenda on issues ranging from poverty to climate control and hunger. What's interesting, if you read through the 17 goals and the subsets, which again are in your materials, you'll see clearly that violence is both an obvious and subtle cause and consequence connected to many of the goals. When we talk about that, some people look at you like you're strange. But consider some of the violent factions that exist today, and the fact that using violence, they have surrounded entire cities, not allowing any transit in and out. And as a byproduct, entire populations in cities and towns are going hungry. There are many other direct correlations, connections. To meet the goals, the 17 goals, requires not just that we come together, but that we be innovative, that we look not just at our own nations, our own communities, but we really think transnationally. It also means that we approach the goals and accomplishing the goals in practical ways, achievable ways, and affordable ways. And that's the challenge to you today, is to think about these things in ways that can get the job done and not talk about broad theory, not restate the goals in other broad terms. If we don't think practically, if we don't think, as I talked to someone about this morning, how can we get this done with no more people and no more money? Then we're going to be having this same discussion in 2030. We're here to focus on violence prevention. And connecting violence prevention to the tasks ahead is critical. Think prevention. That's hard because most of us usually think response. Thinking prevention. It's a very different mindset. A few practical things. First, I want to welcome the people who are joining us through webcast. And we invite all the people who are joining us through webcast to participate by texting their questions to us throughout the entire workshop. And they can do that by using hashtag FGVP16. Just remember, Forum for Global Violence Prevention 2016, FGVP16. And we'll go through your questions. I don't want to promise we can get to all of them, but we'll give it our best shot. I want to thank the members of the forum who helped to put this together, our planning committee, Jim Mercy, Susan Bissell, and Bridget McCall. Thank you very much. We wouldn't be here without your work. There'll be plenty of time for questions and answers for the people who are here. We ask that forum members take your name tags and stand them up to be acknowledged if you have a question or a point to make. After the forum members' questions are addressed, then it will be opened by show of hands to other people who want to enter the discussion. Be sure you use your microphones. And let me make a special request. This is a very tight time frame, a very tight agenda. We know you are incredible at what you do, have great expertise, but this is not the time to pontificate. So think about what you're going to say before you say it. Be direct, make a statement, and get to your question to our panelists and our experts who are coming before you. We can't afford to run over. We haven't built that in. So I'd appreciate that very much. And by the way, I'm sitting in the back on purpose so that I can call to your attention that you are talking too much. So I'll be coming up and tapping you on the shoulder, sticking a piece of paper in front of you, but we want to stay to the tight schedule. Finally, if there's an emergency, such as a fire alarm, the National Academy staff will guide us as to what to do. And in case you haven't noticed, there's the door. Run. We'll get you out safely and calmly. Any quick questions before we start about logistics? For the people that are here, there are refreshments outside. Feel free to get up and get them as you see fit. We will take breaks. We will stick to the break time. We'd appreciate it if you do that. With that said, I'd like to invite the first panel up to the table. And as they're coming up to the table, I'd like to ask Patrick if you'll come up.